This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello, everybody. Oh my God. It's just me. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. We were going to cancel tonight, but I said the show must go on. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. A little bit of a different toy anxiety tonight. Abby's in the chat. Hello. Hello, hello. It's 9 o'clock. We're coming early tonight. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and kill the music. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Craig from Toy Anxiety here. Thank you so much. Oh, boy. What a busy couple of weeks it's been. Ryan is traveling. Jacob is not here. Abby is not here. Abby's in the chat, I think. And I am doing a whatnot tonight at 10 p.m., so I decided to do the show early. Yeah, I'll say hi to the chat. We'll hang out. We'll keep it loose. We'll do a little state of the channel. I can answer some questions, whatever you guys want to do. We'll have some fun. But man, we've been so busy. So let me catch everybody up on what's been going on. So over on the regular YHS channel, it's Halloween week. So we've been doing these deep dive movie reviews all month. We just dropped our most recent one. Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. We have another episode dropping tomorrow. Actually, tonight at midnight on the channel on YHS. And if you're not subscribed, we don't talk about it enough. So hold on. Tonight's going to be about communication. We're going to communicate important things. Put this into the chat here. Maybe you aren't even familiar with the fact that long before Toy Anxiety ever existed, Abigail, Jacob, and myself had just a regular kind of movie, pop culture, Ghostbusters podcast channel. Yes, have some. And you can find it on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed, I put the link in. Go ahead and subscribe because we put up 2 to 3 videos a week, full-length podcasts. And basically anything that's not toy content lives on that channel. And over here we have all the action figure toy stuff. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. We have a good crowd for the fact that we're coming on early. So yes, oops, all Craig tonight, but we're gonna have some fun. So yeah, we've been really busy with Yes Have Some, and then this weekend you can find the gang doing more content because we're gonna be hanging out at the actual campsite from Friday the 13th, part 6. Jason Lives. It's in the Atlanta area. We've rented a cabin for a couple nights, and we're just gonna go have some fun. And I'm super excited. So we've had a lot of content that we've been producing lately. Obviously, there's a lot of entry points into the YHS world. So however you found us, we appreciate it. So I got one pickup tonight. We'll say hi to the chat, talk a little toy news. I'll give a Cryptoids update. I wanted to make sure that we still are talking about Cryptoids, and I'll let everybody know where we are with that project. We're getting really close, and I'm very, very excited. And then shout out to Abby. Somebody mentioned it in the chat here. I think it was Jason Grahowski. She shared a very personal story on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and really an incredible response from the community. Lots of people have reached out. And, if you want to check that out, that is also on the Yes Have Some channel. But let me go ahead and say hi to the chat. I know Attack Peter's streaming right now. We have our full breakdown of our trip to Halloween Horror Nights coming at midnight tonight. We did a bonus 2-hour podcast, and that is dropping on the YHS channel tonight. We covered our whole trip to Orlando, and we ranked all the houses. So lots of fun stuff happening, keeping busy as always. And then we have one really cool project we're working on that we're not 100% ready to announce yet, because we're still crossing some T's and dotting some lowercase J's. But we're doing a cool Ghostbusters holiday thing. It has to do with the Ghostbusters Give Back project that Sony and Ghost Corps are running. And we'll hopefully be able to announce that in the coming weeks. So super, super excited about that. Let me go ahead and say hi to the chat, because there's a lot of people here already. Sebastian Gomez, hello. D. Schultz is here. Scotty Quippen. Justin Nicolosi, Splash Mommy hanging out in the chat. Hello, Abigail. My wife. Ryan Toll Fan Club is here. Jason Grahowski, Rick Shattered Glass, Jazz 2395, Davey Sockrocker, Mike Hext, Patrick Gerard, Blake from Toy Collector Magazine, Soulcraft 84, Jason Grahowski, Frankie Rivera, Big Fat Charlie, Deep Part 94, Z-Man at the Party, Rindle Fan Club, Bowie is here. Yeah, I feel bad. I kind of had to start early because I got to prepare for the whatnot, but it's fine. Well, if you want to watch that, you come back and watch this later. It's all good. I think he's dropping some prints, which is really cool. Stephen Lawrence is now addicted to whatnot. It is addicting. Flash is here. Shelve Scenes is here. Wild Day, Video Power Gaming. Matthew Coburn, the Dude, Chris B35, and so on. Johnny Cock is here. Toymanoids, Culture Vulture, Louis Ballesteros, Stephen Smith, and so on and so on and so on. And look at this. D. Schultz gifted 20 Toy Anxiety memberships. 20 memberships. Stop it. I literally called you. I called you on the telephone and I said, I'm starting at 9. They're lying. They're all liars. But we love them. Had a really good time in Orlando with the gang, and we hung out with Peter and Gabby, and just a really, really good time. So I won't go into that though. You guys can watch the show. We did the full breakdown. So anyways, man, it just feels like there's a lot going on. So let me start here before I get into any pickups or anything, and I'll plug the whatnot here in a little bit. How about we do that? Because that's going to be coming up at 10 p.m. All right, so you'll have me for about an hour here. And by the way, I'm more than happy to answer some questions as we go, do a little Q&A. So Stanley's Toy Channel says, I have a question for you, Craig. On regular YHS, Abby has some Carrie movie poster behind her. Can you tell me more about those? Yeah, so those are actually lobby cards. So back in the old days, there was always movie posters, but the way I understand it is in the 70s, it's a little bit in the 80s, but very big in the 60s and 70s. The studios would send these promotional cards out to theaters for, I think they were just for display, but they were like smaller 11 by 14 that would have different scenes from the movie. So Abby's got a couple lobby cards. She's got a bunch from different movies. And they're really, really cool. They're beautiful. And if you ever look on eBay, just look up lobby cards. And you can get them they're pretty affordable, and like tons and tons of movies, lots of horror movies and everything else. But yeah, those are lobby cards. So yeah, look up Carrie lobby cards. You might be able to find the same ones on eBay. I hope I had that whole history right. Lobby cards. Let's just look it up. Hybrid of movie posters and movie star photo. Yeah. God, the artwork and the photography would always be so good. I mean, I in general, movie posters are a lost art, and definitely, nothing like lobby cards anymore. So, okay. So good question though. I like that. We have a lot of interesting stuff on our walls that, when it's in your home, it kind of becomes, when people come over to our house and like they see a life-size Watto in the living room, it's usually jarring, or the terror dog head. But like, it's just part of our natural uh, environment. It's part of our culture. So uh, we're used to it. But it's like when somebody new steps in the house, it's usually kind of surprising, which is fun. Okay, so let's talk a little bit real Ghostbusters. Mondo, I have not gotten my set yet. The Egon and Boogeyman set. It's scheduled to deliver tomorrow, which I'm excited about. I think Jacob got his. So we will we'll have a full breakdown of those figures. Maybe I'll do a unboxing or something like that. But the you only have like 2 days, or let's see, Thursday at 11 Central, so that's 12 Eastern. That is the cutoff to buy the Ray and Mr. Gash set. So this is the fourth real Ghostbusters set. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about these figures a lot. These were dream figures forever. And it's wild that we're already here. The second set has, it's being delivered. Winston and Sandman went on sale over the summer, and now Mr. Gash and Ray, and then Janine will be next, which they showed at New York Comic Con. And it's just really, really crazy because, man, like I cannot tell you for my lifetime as a Ghostbusters fan and my lifetime as a podcaster and the entire lifetime of Toy Anxiety, we have really, really, really talked a lot about how desperately we wanted to see basically this. And I don't even think we could have dreamed this level of detail and craftsmanship and artistry and just the passion Alex Brewer and the whole team at Mondo have put into this. I know for a long time, people were saying like, I wish Super 7 would make real Ghostbusters toys. And I don't doubt Super 7, they would have made probably pretty good looking figures in their Ultimates line, but I don't know if it would have lasted. I don't know if it would have had the support. Obviously the Mondo figures are expensive, but by all accounts they're selling really well. And even if they're too pricey for you, that's totally justifiable. I get that, but you really cannot deny how good they look. So, and Mr. Gash was such like a wild character choice. I would not think we would get him maybe even at all, but because Alex Brewer is an actual like diehard real Ghostbusters fan, like we're getting the deep cuts, which is really, really cool. And I just, it's kind of surreal that we've gotten this far and like no signs of slowing down. And I have all the faith in the world that this line will continue to grow and really evolve into becoming one of the great, modern toy lines of all time. Will it go as deep as NECA animated Ninja Turtles? I hope. I don't even know if that's possible. I think that is like the deepest of deep. But yeah, I mean, we're at the point now where they've launched, sets are being delivered. I don't know if you guys heard. It seems like the tariff issues are going to calm down a little bit. So there's actually positive news in the world of international trade. So that's good. So hopefully the toy industry can come out of this rut a little bit, and maybe we could even see prices come down across the board. But whether or not that happens, I don't know. But we're going to be getting some amazing figures. Yeah, I know. I'm being optimistic, Mr. Quip. Mr. Quip, being optimistic. But I don't know, man. It seems like you gotta like. There's definitely like somebody asked. I think who was it? Somebody in the chat said who. My top 5 figures I'd want next. It's really hard. Like I'd love a Grundle. I'd love People Busters. I'd love, an Ecto. Listen, I want an Ecto 1. I want a fire. I want everything. I want everything that you need to have a proper Ghostbusters collection. But to be honest, and this is what I talk about with Ryan and Jacob and Abby all the time. Even if the line stopped after Janine, which I don't have any reason to believe that that's what's happening at all. I think we have a very exciting future ahead of us. This is like a complete collection already. I mean, after these first 4-5 sets come out, I mean, you've got 4 Ghostbusters, 4 major ghosts, 4 mini ghosts, multiple Slimers. I mean, this is really something kind of unprecedented, and it's just super cool. So let me keep up with the chat here a little bit. I need a moderator to help me with the chat. Let's see. Jeff says, Jeff White says, this line could have stopped with Ray and I would have been happy with what we got. Yeah. Lawrence says, I bet we'll get the Citizen Ghost variants at some points, maybe. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, it's like, I do want the Citizen Ghost variants because I know how good they'll look. Like the Diamond Select one, like this is the toy industry. There's going to be repaints. There's going to be reuse of tooling. I'm here. I'm here for it. Let's see here. Yeah, I would love an animated Lewis. I mean, I want the Junior Ghostbusters. Like, I want everybody. Bring it all on. Good, bad, and ugly. Even Slimer and the real Ghostbusters. I mean, there's going to be some good stuff. And that leads, so the first you call it a repaint, call it a re-release, call it a rehash. I just call it another figure I'm really excited about. But this is the limited drop goes on sale this weekend. And this is a repaint of the Samhain figure. It's a standalone release. And there's multiple episodes with Samhain, so I believe this version is based on the second episode. But what it is it's 2 things. A, if you're a completist and you want everything, it's another chance to get a really good figure. If you missed out on the first one, this is a chance to grab it. That's what it is. I've seen a lot of people up in arms. This is a slap in the face to the collectors. I thought, like, guys, I just want to say it. And I know this isn't for our group here, but nobody should be buying these types of collectibles on speculation that they will be exclusive or will be worth a lot of money someday. It's not what this is about. These are pieces of art. We want everybody to have the chance to get them. Yeah, they're going to be valuable because that's just the way like markets work. But if you bought it and we're holding on to flip it, and you're worried that this is going to like devalue what you have, like you're probably just not in this for the right reasons. But whatever. This is amazing. The robe is more of a bright purple as opposed to the first release, which is kind of like a reddish maroon. This has an orange glow effect, I believe, so that you get like a little bit of a glow in the dark. And then there's some new head sculpts, some alternate options for Samhain himself. And he comes with the 2 little gremlin ghouls there, little ghosts, and the tongue out Slimer that Samhain can hold. I mean, what more could you want? I get it. I get that it's a toy. The mold for a toy costs thousands of dollars. We are learning that firsthand as we explore our options with Cryptoids. I'll talk about that in a few moments. So in Mondo, they're trying to put out a successful toy line, and they need to recoup their money. And they're also, Mondo and a lot of these companies, they're taking a loss on some of these figures because of the tariffs and everything else. So all I can say is if it's expensive for you, I get it. But if you want it and you want to support the line, there's no reason to be upset that a re-release exists. And it's interesting. Medicine Bag, I haven't seen anyone upset about this. It kind of depends on what circles you're in. Because we originate from the Ghostbusters community, I think sometimes we are in some of the groups that see a little bit more of the just constant complaining and constant negativity. So it's not necessarily like a toy collector thing, but maybe just Ghostbusters fans in general. I don't know, but we've seen some complaining, but mostly positive. So yeah, this looks great. This will go on sale this weekend. I love this alternate head. I think this is the one I'm going to go with. Look at that. That's fucking cool. Yeah, that is awesome. Oh, look at him. That's him taking your $135. Yes. Yes. Yeah, medicine bag. Join in. There's like a million Ghostbusters Facebook groups. We try to keep it positive and optimistic over here. We try. We do our fair share of complaining too. So this set, I mean, really, it's 4 figures if you think about it. And so you get the Slimer, the 2 little extra goblin. I don't know what their names are. And then the glow in the dark glow effect Samhain. So this is going to go on sale this weekend. It's a Halloween weekend exclusive, $135. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great time to be a collector. All right. It's a great time to be a Ghostbusters collector and a Ghostbusters fan. All right. Let me real quick. I'm going to share my link for the Whatnot show tonight. I am selling some Ghostbusters stuff and other wares this evening. I have a bunch of fun stuff in the shop. So if you want to join me directly after this show, come over to the Whatnot. I'll be there tonight at 10 p.m. Get some deals. There were some good deals last time. So selling some toys. I got some Ghostbusters. I got some G.I. Joe. Got some Mondo. I got a little bit of everything. I think there's like 14 or 15 items in the shop tonight. But we'll have some fun over there. And thank you guys for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for following me on Whatnot. Thank you for making the first Whatnot so successful. That was awesome. Where is everybody? Oh, here I am. Everybody was gone. All right, so I'll give a Cryptoids update in a moment, but I only have one pickup tonight, and it was something I completely forgot that I ordered. It came from Target, and personal opinions of said person excluded. I did get the Hulk Hogan Mattel JN. So these were announced at Comic-Con this year. And this is Mattel getting into the retro LJN style figure game. LJN was the WWF license holder in the 80s. These are sorry, Davey. These are very, very iconic figures. It looks really good. The packaging is awesome. There you go. Goblins names. Stravinsky. Love that. So what's really crazy though is that, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers and Kinnick, and we've had Kinnick on the show before. They started doing these big rubber guys a couple years ago, and I love those figures, and they are same kind of form factor. And what I'm going to do is I've got a couple here that are part of my collection, and I'm going to open this and we'll compare, because I mean these feel like they're coming from the same universe, man. Like because those, these, so right now this is the Macho Man big rubber guy. This is it looks like an old LJN figure. It's made of rubber, but it's new. I mean, it's almost like the same line with 2 different companies making the figures, although here you're going to get the licensed characters that WWE can make, and then you'll get more independent wrestlers and other stuff with big rubber guys. But I'm going to go ahead and open this. I think this is the chase, the black card chase. Is it stupid to open? I don't know. I'm just going to open it. Who cares? Let me say something. I could probably make $100 on this on eBay, but who cares? Gotta open it. All right. So I'm taking my own advice. No speculation in modern toy collecting. There's 4 figures coming out in Wave 1. So they're doing 2 retro guys and 2 modern superstars. So we got Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, Logan Paul, and John Cena. And yeah, I think these are Target exclusives right now. I also believe that I coined the phrase Mattel JN. I don't think anybody's said it yet. I could be wrong, but I love taking credit. Okay, so let's open this. There's a Hulk Hogan poster inside. Maybe I'll hang that on the wall. Maybe Abby will let me put that up next to. I got a special corner of my room here, where I have to hang stuff that Abby doesn't want in the main room. But that's okay. What can you do? So I'm going to open this. Oh yeah, packaging's nice and thick. I might have to pick a couple of these up and leave them in package because I think they display really well. Pretty iconic stuff. And anybody if you grew up in the 80s, you probably had some LJNs, or at least somebody in your neighborhood did. I think the poster might be in here. No, these are GI Joe accessories. Just kidding. All right, so let's pop this guy out. Brother, dude, he's got a WWF Championship belt. I think if you had it right next to a classic LJN, you would probably see that. You would see the difference. Just like when you look at like Ecto Glow re-release or a Kenner Classic, and you hold it next to the old, like you can tell which one's the old one. But man, this looks great. Real nice, real rubbery, and just holding it next to. I mean, although Macho's pretty tan compared to Hulk here. And then I've also got the bloody variant Ric Flair that Big Rubber Guys did. I mean, this is awesome. Look at this. This is really cool. Thank you guys. Anybody coming in from Peter's stream is now, if you've never seen Toy Anxiety before, you're just looking at a maniac holding a Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair figure. But let me go ahead and set normally there's 4 of us, but it's just me tonight. It's just the solo Craig show. But anyways, I just opened up the Hulk Hogan LJN or the Mattel JN. And yeah, I'm going to put these all on the shelf together. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But I don't have any other pickups tonight. That's it. And also, I don't think this Hulk Hogan's going to stay. Oh, it's standing on its own. Look at that. It's great. Okay. Yeah, those are my co-hosts. Well, anyways, if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And we do this every Tuesday. I started earlier tonight. It's usually 4 of us, but it's just solo me this evening. But I was watching Peter's stream also. Looks like you guys are having a lot of fun over there. Doing a whatnot stream after this. Craig mode returns. But let's real quick. There's a funny thing that happened over the weekend, and that was Hot Toys announced this new Han Solo figure. Going solo, exactly. Me. My Mondo Egon ships tomorrow. Yeah. I'll be getting that tomorrow. So we were driving down to Florida, and I said, hey Jacob, did you see the new Han Solo Hot Toy? And he goes, I don't even want to look at it. And then he tried to like convince me that he didn't need it, even though he has like every other core character. So the goal tonight is to convince Jacob that he needs this Han Solo. I know there was a lot of complaints about the Return of the Jedi sculpt. This one looks really good. This is awesome. Look at that. Like if you have one Han Solo, and Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie, but I think this is the most iconic Star Wars look for Han Solo. I mean, that short blue jacket. Oh man, that's fucking cool. Tell me in the chat. I should do a poll. Is this the most iconic Han Solo look? You know, he's a pilot. Let me know in the chat. So I will not be buying this. It would not make sense for me. I do not have a Star Wars Hot Toys collection. I can respect this one from afar. But I was at Jacob's house the other day, and he has some really nice Star Wars Hot Toys. And I thought, look at this. Okay, now I might buy it. I didn't know you could get this puffy vest or this puffy jacket. This is great. Oh man. So I know fans were excited about this. I think it's been a while since there's been a really good Han Solo, and I think people are hoping there's going to be a Leia next with an updated head sculpt. I mean, the sculpts are just getting better and better. I mean, even if you look at the Hot Toys sculpts now compared to a couple years ago, just the artistry. Like I said earlier, like it's one thing I love about Mondo. They really focus on the artists, and they give credit to the artists and the designers, and I really love that. We have a question from Culture Vulture. Craig, how's the Ewok collecting going? or have you shifted focus to Jabba's palace? I asked because I've had the same focus lately. Not great. I haven't. I have not bought much Star Wars stuff lately. In fact, I've sold some vintage Star Wars stuff. I'm maybe this is a good segue. I'm in a little bit of a, and I think I've been here for a while. I'm in a little bit of a collector's crossroads right now. I'm really finding myself interested in different stuff and losing interest in, the hustle of going to Walmart, going to Target, trying to be a completist, trying to collect all these lines and keep up with all the releases. I mean, I saw it's a bunch of Masters of the Universe Origins figures they announced today. Like, it gets to be exhausting. And I find myself, and maybe you guys chime in the chat, let me know. I find myself um I find myself really valuing quality over quantity these days and really trying to just get away from buying for the sake of buying or buying out of FOMO, because half that stuff you buy it and yeah, there's like this kind of, I don't know, endorphin release or something happens in your brain when you're at the store and you buy a toy and then you feel good about it and you get home and then it's like at some point it kind of fades away. And I'm finding myself much more excited about my Batman hot toys, or playing the long game on having a payment plan on a premium figure that I won't get for 6 months, and really looking forward to that. And then really focusing on the things that I truly love, like Ghostbusters. And or this. um but I will say this: if you're a Masters of the Universe diehard, you are as always just doing great. There's so many options for you, but I don't know how you could be a completist on any of that stuff. But yeah, this is an awesome figure. This would be, even if you're not a Star Wars Han Solo or a Hot Toys collector, this would be worth picking up. That's a great looking figure. Let me go to the chat here. Let's see. What Scotty Quippen says Craig's gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody. Did you guys know Bone Thugs and Harmony is one of my favorite musical groups of all time? I would put East 1999 Eternal as one of my top 5 albums of all time. No joke. If I were to rank all the Bone members, it would go as follows: Busy, Crazy, Lazy, Wish, Flesh. Yeah. So there you go. Nobody asked for that, but I did it anyway. You guys, give me your Bone rankings in the chat there. Okay, so talked about Mondo. I want to talk about Cryptoids real quick and give an update on that. But first of all, I have to find my Hulk Hogan poster and see what this is all about, because it came with my figure. All right. Ooh, I love a great God, remember going to the mall and just buying a poster and just like going to Spencer's or whatever and flipping through those posters for a while and just being like, we've got some decisions to make. The bedroom's getting a makeover, and this Bob Marley blacklight poster is coming home with me. Tiny little poster here. Jacob has ranked his bones: skull, back, bone, backbone, femur. Femur, that's a good bone. That's actually a really good bone. Okay, so let me talk about Cryptoids, and I'm really excited about it. We've talked about it a little bit on the channel. We've promoted it a little bit, but it's getting to the point where we're actually going to launch this endeavor, this project in earnest. Oh, it's like a tiny little poster. Look at that. Just a tiny little guy. I never had any of the original LJN posters. Maybe that's how big they are. Okay, Cryptoids. Cryptoids is an original line of toys and action figures that we are starting. We have an Instagram at Cryptoids Toys, and we have a website where you can sign up for updates. All I ask at this point is you go to the website, sign up for the mailing list, and go to the Instagram and follow, because we're really close. So we're putting a team together. There's been a lot of Kickstarters, and there's been a lot of toy lines and things like that, indie toy lines over the last couple of years. A lot of them have been, very successful. And we have wanted to do this for a while. This is a project we've been earnestly working on for a year and a half, but have been toying around for way longer. And for us, it's more than just putting out some cool toys or trying our hand at like a Kickstarter. Like, we really want to put in the effort to surround ourselves with a really talented team of artists and designers, which we have. And we've announced this before. So we're working with Tristan, who's an up and coming toy sculptor. He has an incredible Instagram, at the Glowing Ghost on Instagram. I think Jason Grohowski might post up a link. And our very own Jacob Walsh has been doing all of our concepts and initial designs. And we're all of us, Abby, myself, Jacob, Ryan, like we are putting our heads together to figure out the best way to do this. So the things that you can take away from here are, we're launching a toy company. It's probably going to happen early 2026. We did not, the worst thing we wanted to do was rush into this, and we realized that early on. We are going to have a full wave of figures that we launch with. And to us, this is more than like a toy company. Like, we want this to feel like a new brand, a new IP, something that you can get behind, that can live in your toy room, alongside, other classic, toy lines. That's all I kind of want to say about that, but I promise you it's going to be really cool, and it's really, really fun, and we're putting a lot of work into it. And you guys, are the like ground floor. Like, you will hear about everything before anybody else. Like, toy anxiety is going to be one of our main mechanisms for getting the word out. And we're going to have some really cool ways for you guys to get involved and help us out. And there's also going to be opportunity to help us shape it. Like, when we start thinking about the characters we pick and the packaging and all of that. And we're working on some really cool story stuff. And we really do not want, we want this to feel different than a normal Kickstarter. What this will not be, and by the way, first of all, it's extremely expensive to produce toys, to manufacture toys. We're learning that, but we're working with really, really great production people that are helping us out. But we're not going to cut corners, and this is not going to be 5 figures with the same body and different head sculpts. We are trying to put out a fun, unique, mind-blowing wave one that gets people excited about the possibilities for the future. Toy Collector Magazine. If there only was a toy magazine, could help spread the word. Yes, sir. Expect an email very soon. Blake's been very supportive already. And what I will say is, like, we've dropped enough hints to where you could probably see where this is going a little bit, as far as the types of characters we're doing and the world we're playing with. But one thing I will say is everything's on the table. If you are into the world of cryptids, if you are into the world of conspiracy, UFOs, aliens, anything that's a little bit left of center, folklore, like, we are incorporating a lot of different ideas into what we're putting out to create something that I think is really fun and really original. So I just think that yeah, for now, the best thing you could do if you want to support it or learn more is to sign up on the website at Cryptoids. It's either, there's 2 websites actually, cryptoidstoys.com or cryptoidswar.com. The official name is Cryptoids War for the Green Planet. And Thomas Crosby Can you comment on articulation? Hold on, I'm gonna cough and I'm gonna. Excuse me. My God. Low key hoping for vintage style articulation. Yeah, that's been a big conversation. We have been back and forth, and we're trying to find like a happy medium. Um, this is not going to be like hyper mythic legions, 40 points of articulation, or anything like that, but they will have plenty of articulation. We did toy around with some of the ideas of like doing more of a traditional Kenner style 5 POA. But the truth of the matter is like we want this to have the I did not hit anybody. My goal has always been like I want this to have the feeling and the aesthetic of classic, 80s and 90s toys, but with some of the modern amenities that people have come to expect. Because at the end of the day, we have to cast a wide net, and there are people who really are going to want to value the articulation and the posability and all of that. But I think it's going to be. I think you guys are going to be really happy with it. Yeah, thanks, Todd. Yeah, I'm trying, and also part of the thing is like we're still working on stuff. Like we are, I mean, I can tell you this, like some of the initial design renders have been they've existed for a while. We're just now getting to the point where we're cutting in articulation and getting a really good look at what the figures are going to look like. And we don't want to reveal stuff too early. But it's coming soon. And my hope is that everybody can start getting their eyes on what this first wave will look like, and we can start kind of learning about the Kickstarter together in the coming month, 6 weeks or so. But we will have a Kickstarter. We will be promoting it, and we want it to be successful. And the whole goal is for it to be like, this is not a one and done. This is not we're getting one figure funded. Like we want to. I think the first wave has. It's like I think it's 6 figures, and 6 unique figures. We want a wave 2. We have ideas for wave 2, and we have ideas for wave 3. We have ideas for all of like ways to really make this really cool. But you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start at the. You got to start by. We have to fund it first, and that's going to be. Listen, it's going to be an uphill battle, because if Mattel and Hasbro are now charging $25, $30 for a figure, that tells you a lot, right? Even if we have a successful campaign, these are going to be low run numbers, but you have to order a minimum amount of each character from the factory. So I would just to prep everybody, I would expect these figures to be in the $55 to $65 range. Hopefully a little less. I wouldn't think more than that. But it's just the way it is. We and hopefully the more successful it is and the more we can do, then we can all work together to bring some prices down. But yeah, I really can't wait for you guys to see. I really can't wait for and then once we launch and hopefully succeed, then we can start really thinking about how do we take it to the next level. We can, start traveling and going to conventions and all sorts of stuff. Sebastian Gomez, what are we thinking for packaging? It's another great question. We have a packaging designer that we're working with. We're not locked into anything yet. It's again one of those happy medium things where it's like my ideal world is it's a bubble on a card, right? And it feels like 1985 and you're at Toys R Us. But these are expensive figures. You're trying to appeal to a collector market, so we might do resealable card backs. We might do traditional, window boxes. You guys tell me what you think. That'll maybe be one of our first polls. Like with everything I've said about it, what would your ideal packaging be? Because I tend to throw away most of my packaging, but a lot of people don't. Scott Hall says, think Sasquatch, Mothman, Jersey Devil, Yeti, Chupacabra. Yeah, think about that stuff. Flipboard. What is the Flipboard card packaging? Is it resealable? I'll have to talk to Matt Hatter. I need to talk to him anyway. So yeah, we're super excited about it. And we will be polling you guys and asking for help along the way. And we're going to probably slow roll it. We'll probably just reveal one card or one figure at a time as we build up to the release. And man, it's just going to be fun. And when we launch, we're going to have a big launch party. And I've got to, we've got some ideas for ways to get you guys involved. And there we go. Oh, he was answering my super chat. Oh, did I miss a super chat? Where did Davey? For new people, where's the name come from? What's a cryptid? Oh, thank you, Davey. Davey's helping me out. Davey's my co-host tonight. Yeah, a cryptid is, think mythical creatures of folklore, usually with some cultural or geographical relevance. Jacob says, I want all the figures to come in eggs you have to hatch by sitting on for 48 hours. Yeah, that would be awesome. New from YHS, Cryptoids. Look, you can take them home and sit on them. You're the incubator now. But yeah. Hey, everybody. Peak Obi-Wan, if you're making boutique toys, it should be a box with a window. Yeah, that's a good opinion. I kind of agree. What's your favorite cryptid? Before we end here, let us know in the chat who your favorite cryptids are. These things help. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening to my spiel on that. We're gonna have fun. The thing is we love toys. We absolutely love toys. And as much as I like, buying toys and supporting toy lines, like the dream is to create something that's your own and to make all the decisions. But where we have I think a very fun and distinct and honestly really cool advantage is like we've got a platform, we've got YHS, we've got Toy Anxiety, and we've got a direct connection to you guys. And I think community is the kind of thing that really helps make make these kinds of projects successful. All right. Oh, I like some of these questions. Okay. I see Bigfoot. Let's see. Jackalope, I see. That's cool. Soulcraft says, are there good guys to fight the cryptoids? How do I answer, Jacob? How do I answer that question? Let's not just assume that the cryptoids are the bad guys. That's what I'll say. Somebody said Mothman. We need YHS cast figures as well. I mean, yeah. If we get we've talked about all these things. Will there be Cryptoids characters in Fortnite? Look, you guys know me. That's the side. If it all goes according to plan, within 2 years at San Diego Comic-Con, there's going to be Cryptoids character meet and greets at our table. Okay. We want, I don't, to me, the sky's the limit. Cryptoids are neither good or evil. We could say that much. Tahoe Tessie, Deluxe Loch Ness, Man Bear Pig. That's a big Twinkie. Cryptoids, Toy Anxiety, SDCC box set. Yeah, guys. There's a million. When we get together, like the way we like talk about this stuff, like we go hard into like the what ifs. We have characters that we want to do. We've got ideas. We want to do it all, including like big characters and play sets and everything else. But you guys will have plenty of notice on when we're going to launch. So no, there will be no Jokerized cryptids. Okay. Not that I know of, at least. But anyways, well, this is a lot of fun. Chupacabra, yeah. So here it is, guys. I'm going to do my whatnot. And we selling some Ghostbusters stuff and other stuff here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to post the link to that. And what I'll do for the last couple minutes here is I'll do a little Q&A. Let's do some rapid fire Q&A for 5 or 6 minutes before I end the show. I really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out for a solo show. I've actually had a lot of fun. And we'll be back next week with the full crew. Whatnot's coming up. Cryptoid Shack with Moss would be a great play set. I like that. Cryptoids have a full backstory. Yeah, we've been dropping hits on the Instagram. So, Jason, no, I've not eaten dinner tonight. In fact, I don't think I've eaten a meal today. I've had several crackers and quite a few grapes, though. So that's been good. All right, so let's do some more Q&A. Do you like real Ghostbusters or live action better? Ooh, live action. I mean, the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 are my entry point into pop culture in general. I love the real Ghostbusters. I love the cartoon, but you know, how can you beat Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, Rick Moranis, and so on? Mike Hex, what's your ideal line to match him up with? This is hard. I think like we're pulling from a lot of different places. But I would say think Masters of the Universe, think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, think Toxic Crusaders. But I don't know if there's a one-to-one comparison. The font. Catching up late on the chat, I do not think Super 7 would have made good enough RGB. Something would have drove us nuts. I'm happy it turned out the way it did. I mean, if they couldn't do Simpsons and make it successful, I don't know. Are they straight cryptoids or 90s neon? TBD. Is Abby planning to make another podcast? Abby launched her own YouTube channel where she's going to have a lot of her mental health focused stuff. And I don't know, maybe she will have her own podcast, but you can all check it out at youtube.com/splash _mommy. And she's got some plans though. I think she's going to be launching a couple things in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that, but I'll let her speak to that stuff. Justin Mohan, please keep wave 1 to 4 figures. I get it, right? I will say this, we're keeping wave 1 to like, we didn't want to go the way the numbers work with the factories. We're doing what makes the most sense from a financial perspective. We didn't want to launch with too many figures. We didn't want to launch with too few figures. So yeah. Are you Kenner Star Wars Elite? I am not by any means. But I got a good amount. I've kind of slowed down on that front. Let's see, Mr. Michael T. Latest movie I saw in theaters. It's been a while since I've actually been to a movie theater. Weapons, maybe. I think it was Weapons, which is already on streaming. Scotty Quippen, what's my favorite flavor? Ice cream and potato chip. My favorite ice cream across the board is chocolate chip cookie dough. That's always my go-to. Very seldom do I stray from that. I really like vanilla. So, and I like when you put in the chocolate chip cookie dough. Favorite potato chip. I mean, if I'm eating a regular potato chip, my favorite flavor is salt and vinegar. My favorite chip in general is Doritos, spicy nacho, and then Cool Ranch, and then nacho cheese. But they're all great. Sebastian Gomez. Any GB influence on the new line toys? I mean, yeah, I think there's always going to be some level of Ghostbusters influence in everything we do. But what we did not want to do is any kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's kind of Ghostbusters. Like we wanted to, because we've had those types of ideas too. But we kind of wanted to make its own thing. So I would say the influence from a Ghostbusters perspective is like, obviously Ghostbusters deals with like, it's an 80s toy line and it's fun and colorful and nostalgic and all that. So there's that. And then like, with Ghostbusters, you're dealing with like the paranormal and that kind of stuff. I don't know if we'll get into the paranormal, but I think it's probably on the table a little bit. But I think we're leaning a little bit more towards obviously the cryptids and then, the conspiracy type stuff. Just please do lots of original design. You got it. The designs are really, really cool. I think you guys are gonna like them. Pizza Power. There's a world where Brewer could have still done the sculpts at Super 7. That's true. I just think I don't think I'll put it this way: if Super 7 would have launched this line, they would have done 4 figures, and it would have been a pre-order, and there's a good chance we still wouldn't have them. Just the way their model works. So I kind of like staggering it out. It is expensive, but there you go. Could these work with Filmation Ghostbusters? Cryptoids? No, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like, toys are all kind of their own universe. Like, every line is its own thing. But I won't stop you from putting your Filmation Ghostbusters figures with them. Are Sasquatch and Abominable Snowman different creatures or just snow variant? More on that later. Let's see. We will do 2 more questions. Lots of props to Abby, absolutely. Have you all? Let's see. I will say this. Rhythm Shark. I'm a fellow drummer. What brand kit are you currently rocking? I think my drums are. Wait, Mapex? I almost said Mafex, but that's a toy company. I think they're Mapex. I played a DW Collector Series maple shelled kit for a very long time. But when I got back into drumming a couple years ago, I just got like a used kit, but it sounds pretty good. Favorite Halloween candy? I like Smarties, but I like Three Musketeers. Those are my favorite. All right, guys, I got to get over to my other show, but we can keep this going. We'll end on this one from Toy Nights. Have you ever encountered anything paranormal? No. I want to, though. I want to more than anything. But I haven't. Maybe this weekend. You never know. It's Halloween. Last one. By the way, guys, I love how much interest you guys have in cryptoids. This is giving me so much energy. I love this. From Matthew Coburn, would say they're an environmental evolution to survive where they are living in? If I think that part of what the story we're telling has to do with the current state of the environment and what is happening and why it's happening. It's not going to be like overly political or anything like that, but I think that if you look at cryptids and you look at like the legends of where they come from, they are so tied into like the geography and the culture of specific areas, and a lot of the times the habitats of those specific areas too. So I think some of that stuff's going to come into play. But I do think that like even the conversation we're having right now about cryptoids, even though we haven't really revealed anything, tells me like it gets me excited because like it's not just here's some action figures we made. Like there's more to it, and you guys are showing that you're invested in it already. So means the world. All right, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna put the music on, and then I'm gonna get over to my Whatnot channel. I'm gonna post it one more time. I'm gonna go get some dollar auctions. And I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Thank you for being here.